Welcome to all of you that are here. And again, I appreciate you sharing your Friday, coming and using your Friday to come and listen to our lunchtime learning blast. And today we're going to talk about how to de-stress your office. So let's get started. So as we've probably all learned during this whole experience, is that working from home can be very stressful. I talk to people who, before this happened, they're like, oh, wish I could work from home. It'd be much nicer, less stress. I think I even thought that. But being home has a whole new set of circumstances and situations which can cause us a lot of stress. And so we found out that during this whole coronavirus, us working from home, we figured out that it's not as easy as we thought. It comes along with its own set of stress. So let's talk about some tips to help us to de-stress our home office. One way is angle your desk toward the natural light. And I was reading and read on some articles that talked about how just facing the sunlight really does help your mood, and it does help you kind of change your thinking and helps you to have, like I said, a better mood, but it also helps regulate melatonin. Melatonin, as you know, is what helps us sleep, but the sunlight actually helps regulate that melatonin, so you're able to stay awake those early morning hours. You have more energy. So being able, and I'm not saying put your desk directly in the sun, because yes, it will blind you, but just facing some natural light will help boost your mood and just make you feel much more awake. So that's your first tip. Angle your desk toward your natural light, toward the natural light. Another tip is you want to foster a mellow environment. It's nothing like working in a crazy environment. But the best thing about working from home is you're at home. You're in your own space. So if you want to light a candle, you want to play some jazz in the background, if you would like to paint your wall yellow just to boost your moods, colors boost your mood. Whatever you want to do, this is your space. You're not confined to, what you can and can't do at the office. Of course, we can't light candles at the office, and you can't even spray because of people's allergies and things like that. But when you're in your own space at home, you can light those candles, you can play loud music, whatever helps you get to your happy place. You can enjoy it without judgment. So whatever helps you get to that happy place, and you can enjoy it without judgment, because remember, this is your space. This is yours. Yes, Cynthia Parker, I do wish that my home office looked like this too, but it doesn't. All right. Next, decluttering our space. So to help us de-stress our home office, we need to clean up, organize. A tidy house, you've heard the old saying, a tidy house helps with a tidy mind. That's true. And some of us are working in a new space. We've had to create a space in our house. And so, we may have a lot of boxes around us, or a dog crate, or Christmas decorations, a lot of stuff around you to help you with your mood, to help you organize your thoughts and not be distracted, and just to kind of de-stress, clean your environment, declutter. Take a few minutes and tidy up your work area. If it's a corner of a counter, if it's on the kitchen table, wherever it is, that's your space. You want to make it as neat and tidy as you can to help you to stay organized and also just help you to not stress. Clean your area. And that's simple that we can do. Neaten up, tidy up. As you see the picture on the top versus the picture on the bottom. So if yours looks like the picture on the top, take a few minutes. Organize, throw away what you don't need. Move the boxes. Do whatever you can just to organize your space. You have to declutter. Next, our next tip on how to de-stress our offices, we need to avoid being overstimulated. Because when you're overstimulated, you can't focus and you won't be productive. So you have to avoid being overstimulated. And as slide says, you have to withdraw from social media, watch the news less. It's like if you watch the news when you take a break and the numbers are going up and something upsets you or gets you all worried, you've overstimulated your mind. So then it's hard to go back, sit down at your desk and start working. Can't do it. It's best to avoid overstimulating your mind, worrying about stuff that you have no control over. So again, if that means withdrawing from social media for a little while or not watching the news, maybe allowing your kids to go to the playroom so you can get some me time, whatever it takes to keep you calm and keep your mind from wandering and being overstimulated, that's what you need to do. Because when you avoid being overstimulated, you can focus on the task at hand and you'll be more productive. Prioritizing, that is our next tip. We want to de-stress our home office, got to prioritize. We have to prioritize. And prioritizing it's not difficult, but it does take some getting used to, and it does take you developing a habit of writing down what you need to do, planning out your day, organizing your day, and then as you organize it, you put it as what's most important? What do I need to knock out right now? What's pressing? What's my deadline? All of that you're thinking about because you want to avoid procrastination. When we're at home working, I have to be very careful because I write down, I have a to-do list and I write it down in my planner. And as I'm writing in my planner, I'm checking things off, but then I'll go to the kitchen and realize, I don't know, something's out of place. And so I'll start working on something in the kitchen and I'll have to say, wait a minute, I don't need to be working on this right now. This is not important. Right now, I have a deadline to do. I need to go back, sit down, and focus on what I'm doing. I can write that down, then I put that on the list, and that's not a priority. I can take care of that a little later. If you don't prioritize, you won't get much done. And you may miss deadlines. And as humans, we tend to do the easy things first and avoid those things that we don't like doing. I would encourage you to, what's the deadline? And if the deadline is, and there's something pressing that you need to get done right away, I would encourage you, go ahead and knock out those hard things that you have to do. Then throughout the day gets easier. So prioritize, take time to prioritize. And there's many tools to help you prioritize. I use a planner, and in my planner, I also use a system. And so this, I'm encouraging you, try a system. The Eisenhower matrix is a good system because it helps you to prioritize your day and prioritize tasks. So as you see, number one is focus on these tasks first. So these tasks are important and urgent. I need to focus on those first. And number two, they're important, but they're not urgent. So I need to schedule those. They are important, but they're not time sensitive. In box one, you see that those are time sensitive and they are urgent. They're important. So those are the ones I need to do first. Then those ones that are important, but they're not time sensitive, I can put those on my calendar. Then you have those urgent but not important. So these are tasks that maybe you can delegate, but if you can't delegate, they are time sensitive. So they need to be done, but they're not as important. So then you need to figure out where they fit in your schedule. And last, those non-urgent, non-important tasks, the kitchen, for instance, going in there and or organizing something that really is right now is not urgent, it's not important, and it's just going to pull you away from what you need to do. Avoid those tasks. You don't need to do them right now. You can put them on your list so that you know that I do need to get to these, but they're not urgent, they're not important, they can wait. So find a system that will help you organize and prioritize your day. And we got to keep ourselves motivated. You don't have your Taria or a Michael or Greg or Isla or Pete in the office to keep you motivated at home. We talk on Slack and we talk on Zoom, but it's nothing like having your coworkers there to help you stay motivated, and it makes a difference. But when you're at home, it's up to you. You have to keep your own self motivated. And I know this is a struggle for some people. This is a whole new experience for some of us. And so again, we have to maintain our own motivation. So if that means taking breaks, exercising, taking a quick walk, doing some yoga, and yes, eating chocolate. I read a study that eating chocolate releases those good feeling hormones, those dopamines, helps you feel good, motivated, and you're able to push through the day. So grab you some chocolate in moderation. But chocolate is good for you, especially dark chocolate. Again, it'll improve your mood, boost your confidence, and it'll help you stay motivated and finish your task at hand. So here are some points to remember as we talked about today. How do we de-stress our work office? And that is up to us. You don't want to be stressed out, so we have to do whatever it takes to make sure that we remove anything that we have control over, remove it from our environment so that we can stay focused and not have all of the stress. And I know our kids are at home, and that's a whole new experience because we have to homeschool. But again, still doing these tasks will help you be more productive. So here's some points to remember. Angle your desk, that's a simple thing. Moving it toward the sunlight. And even when you take a break and you may eat lunch, get up from where your work area is and maybe eat lunch outside. Eat lunch away from where you work. That also helps you kind of de-stress and relax and enjoy your food and think about something else. You also want to foster a mellow environment. If that means lighting you some candles, if that means if your kids are working behind you and you're distracted, putting on some earphones and playing some music that will help you to focus, painting your wall yellow, getting some sending yourself, because you could go out and get you some flowers, or send yourself a bouquet of flowers, whatever it takes to get you to your happy place. Do that. Declutter your workspace. Can't have too much around, because again, that's just stressful. You're trying to find stuff, you don't have space, things are being knocked over. It's just a lot. Clean up your area. Declutter. And avoid overstimulation. Turn the news off. Don't watch it until you are done, you're signed off from work. Then watch the news. I wouldn't say watch it before you go to bed, because then you may worry you before you go to bed and you can't sleep. So limit the news, social media, all of these things that can overstimulate your mind. Remember to prioritize what's most important, what's urgent, what do I have a deadline, and avoid those tasks that are not urgent, not important, and that pull your focus away from what you need to be doing, causing you to procrastinate. Lastly, stay motivated. You got to keep yourself motivated. You can do it. I appreciate you all. Thank you for joining us on our webinar today on how to de-stress your home office. Again, that is up to us. And I'm going to pull up the chat. All right, and if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and make sure, de-stress your surroundings. We will see you next week. And again, if you've missed any of our previous webinars, they'll be posted on our YouTube page, they're posted on our intranet, and they're also posted on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay positive, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.